Hello all of you beautiful people, Jules here for WhatCulture.com. And you know what? With the coming of achievements came the ability for developers to push players to their limits and beyond, to the points where if you wanted to see that glorious 100% pop, you'd likely have to dedicate a considerable portion of your life solely to one game. Therefore, is it any wonder that some players look to take, let's just call them less conventional routes and cheated, tricked and cheesed their way to the top? Hell, if a developer isn't playing fair, why should you? So let's take a look at them. As I'm Jules, this is WhatCulture.com, and these are 8 video game achievements you cheated to unlock. Number 8. Yes, I am the real Gary. Gary's Mod. Oh, Gary's Mod, what a beautifully chaotic experience you are. In a move that seemed to be Valve just saying, fine, you know what, you do it then, this intensive physics sandbox title pretty much let players run wild, allowing them to create all sorts of wondrous game modes, levels, and scenarios using a huge array of assets from the Big V. It also, to the chagrin of some, contained achievements, most of which aimed at pushing players to get creative in a rather literal sense in order to unlock them, but a handful of these, well, just simply push them to breaking point. Of the rarest, one sticks out as especially harsh to those looking to grab it, in that the Yes, I am the real Gary achievement would only pop if you happen to be in a game with the real-life creator of the title, Gary Newman. Since Gary has moved on to titles other than his own long ago, and the last event he held to help people unlock the trophy was in 2018, it's impossible to pop this legitimately. And yet, you still see some players rocking this from time to time, calling into question just how they got this unlock. Maybe their claims of their dad working at Valve and having an inside scoop were actually true, or maybe they're just dirty cheaters who hacked the Chief in the back end. Number 7. Mile High Club, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. If ever there was a sentence guaranteed to bring out even ardent Call of Duty fans in a cold sweat, it's the words Mile High Club on Veteran. While running through this brilliantly designed and fiendishly tense section on lower difficulties is chaotic enough to make you feel like Mission Impossible's Ethan Hunt, on the hardest difficulty going, it's enough to make you feel like a different type of Hunt as you get beaten up over and over by this ludicrously difficult level. From start to finish, the player has mere minutes to down a truckload of baddies, all while avoiding their laser-like accuracy. It's enough to make you want to pull your hair out, and for some, it's just too close quarters to allow them a fair chance at shooting back. Still, some devious players soon found out a rather delicious exploit on the remastered version of Call of Duty Modern Warfare. That by playing the game on Recruit, then closing the application on console right before the final showdown, and then loading things back up on Veteran for the final shot, meant that you could skirt the challenge of this almost entirely. Now, I'm sure that many have gotten this achievement legitimately, but there is a cavalcade of less competent players who also netted this trophy through nefarious means. Number 6. The Few and the Proud and the Untouchables, XCOM 2. Oh, XCOM, why do you hate me so? Is it because I curse your very name from the moment that I boot up any of your titles, or because I get the keyboard all salty with my tears of rage when I miss a pretty much guaranteed shot, or because of your frankly BS RNG? Or do you hate me because I will do anything and everything I can to utterly humble you and have made it my life goal to 100% each title you put out? It has been a rough ride for sure, and the addition of Iron Man mode truly has been like trying to climb a mountain while a person in front of you kicks you in the teeth at every step. But I, alongside other of the X community, are not afraid to cheese you harder than being dunked in fondue from time to time in order to level the playing field. Take, for example, the Few and the Proud and the Untouchables achievements from XCOM 2, which pretty much require you to save scum your way to victory. The requirements of beating the game on Commander or higher difficulty, and not losing a single squad member or not buying a single squad size upgrade cannot be completed without perfect RNG, something that you'll have to roll for again and again if you ever want it to unlock. Now, while save scumming isn't straight up cheating, you are definitely manipulating the events to be in your favor. But in cases like this, well, with the brutality of XCOM, maybe we should just count this as leveling the playing field. Number 5. All of Conan Exiles. Conan Exiles. Now, some titles on this list hide trophies and cheese behind skill walls that are so steep that you might bloody your fingers scrabbling against them in vain. But some titles, on the other hand, put the tools to cheat right in your sweaty palms and simply just trust that you won't exploit these powers. Such is the curious case of Conan Exiles, which for some reason thought it would be the best idea to give the player the ability to turn on the admin panel in the game and give them access to God mode, infinite stamina, and the power to spawn in any item they wanted into the game open world. As you can imagine, this makes completing the entire title, which would normally take tens if not hundreds of hours, possible in just 30 minutes. It became such a running joke that newbies to the title were running around with 100% completion, still asking players the fundamentals on how to actually play the game. I tip my hat to anyone who completed this title normally, because you, my friend, put in the grind for absolutely nothing. Number 4, Storyteller. Batman Arkham City. As much as I love fellow egg-headed Julesy boy Julian Day, aka the Calendar Man, I think it's safe to say that when it came to unlocking the Storyteller achievement for Batman Arkham City, everyone cheated a little in order to pop this a damn sight quicker than was originally intended. You see, if you visit Calendar Man in his cell on certain national holidays in the US, you'll be treated to an Easter egg like no other, as Day recounts what horrific events he got up to on this day many moons ago. His tales are often hauntingly grim and paint the villain as much more than just a discount killer with a strange gimmick. However, we're all busy gamers with attention spans shorter than a Call of Duty player's fuse, so the idea of waiting for 12 different trigger points across the year to emerge by waiting for the real-life holiday to roll around is akin to torture. Therefore, is it any surprise that most gamers cheated the system, quite literally in fact, in order to move the internal clock of their console forward in order to unlock the trophy quicker? Not in the slightest. I'm sorry, Mr. Day, but we don't have all of ours to wait around for your tales of horror. Number 3, Impossible, the Stanley Parable. When you label an achievement as impossible in your game, you're kind of setting the bar pretty high. After all, within the gaming community, we've seen people best the likes of Dark Souls using Rock Band controllers, people speedrun games blindfolded, and heard countless tales of putting more effort into gaming than they would into a real-life career. So impossible really does have a lot to live up to. Oh, well, in this case, they weren't kidding, right? Woof. The Stanley Parable really does have an achievement that, thanks to a series of random parameters that get set whenever the game is booted up, really could be impossible for some players to unlock. Well, I guess it's time to cheat the system then. It's not glamorous at all, but yes, you can hack the game in order to set the exact specifications you'd like in order to pop this otherwise dangerously random trophy. Trust the Stanley Parable to go totally above and beyond in this department, especially when you consider that some of the other Chiefs here ask the player not to touch the game for 5 years, and another that you just tick a box called achievement in order to get one. Number 2, World Champion, Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter. So I think I should make something clear from the off here. I personally don't think that boosting in multiplayer titles is necessarily cheating, as in some cases, such as the god-awful trophy that I'll be detailing in a moment, it is a bloody necessity if you ever want to unlock it. I will concede, however, that becoming the number 1 player in the world rankings of Ghost Recon Advanced Warfare through boosting definitely counts as pretty cheesy. But come on, how else are you going to get it? For starters, the game lobbies are all but ghost towns at the moment, so you'll need a group of friends in order to help you with this. Plus, because the leaderboards were in an utter state, you'd need the patience of a saint in order to grind the meager experience from matches and climb to the top. Now, in a moment of pure black comedy, the leaderboards were actually reset during the COVID-19 outbreak due to an accident with one of the servers, which prompted many players to actually jump back on in order to hopefully net this achievement under the maximum cheese settings. But here's the kicker. So many players jumped on, and because the experience points doled out post-matches were also nuked, it would take you roughly 400 hours to unlock this. Oof. And number 1, any arcade collection with a rewind feature. Now, sometimes nostalgia is a wonderful thing indeed. In a move by the industry to capitalize on those rose-tinted dollars lining our rose-tinted wallets, a slew of arcade compilation packs have dropped on consoles and PC over the last few years. And gamers have once more been able to relive classic titles without needing to venture up into that Shelob's lair of an attic to dust off the NES or Genesis. These packs also usually contain upscaled graphics, extra content in the form of concept art and music tracks, and usually come with some quality of life tweaks that inadvertently let gamers cheat the hell out of each and every title. I'm speaking, of course, about the common addition of a rewind feature, something that completely mitigates the live system that was so prevalent in titles of yesteryear, as well as the fear of making mistakes in general. What would normally be a punishing title that would sap your time and soul in order to complete now becomes an utter cakewalk, and we'll see even novice gamers best titles that made your dad cry. As such, completing completing these classics in this manner and netting trophies for doing so is a rather double-edged sword, as technically, yes, you did indeed beat the game, but you did so in a manner that the original designers would definitely call out as cheating. And there we go, my friends. Those were 8 video game achievements you cheated to unlock. I hope you enjoyed that, and please let me know what you thought about it down in the comments section below. As always, I've been Jules. You can go follow me over on Twitter at RetroJ0, or you can swing by Live and Let's Dice, that's Dice with a C, where I do all of my streaming outside of work, as well as my Warhammer battle reports, and it'd be great to see you over there. But before I go, I just want to say one thing. We spoke about achievements that you cheated to unlock today, but sometimes in life we will come against stuff that really does require the grind. It requires the hard work and effort to be turned into something amazing. So please don't be discouraged when you meet resistance or even failure from time to time, because trust me, never giving up, persevering, learning from your mistakes and moving forward with the support of others if necessary will help you live a healthy and happy life. Nothing good comes easily, my friend, so don't give up. Keep on at it, because I bloody believe in you. As always, I've been Jules. You have been awesome. Never forget that, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.